We kept talking like nothing changed, like time would wait its turn. Your smile stayed just believable, enough to let me learn. I felt it coming long before you said a word out loud. The ending sat between us, patient, calm. I didn't ask you to explain, I already knew. Some truths arrive quietly when they're overdue. The goodbye felt late, like it missed its cue. We stayed too long in something already through. The goodbye felt late, still soft, still kind, like we were ending something after it already died. We shared the same familiar space, like habit was enough. Your voice stayed gentle even then, like you were being careful with us. I smiled like I wasn't tired, like my heart wasn't worn. But love had left the room already. We were just keeping it warm. I didn't fight the silence, I let it say its part. Some endings happen slowly inside the heart. The goodbye felt late, no shock, no pain, just words catching up to what had changed. The goodbye felt late, I didn't cry, I felt relief and lost collide. If we said it sooner, would it hurt less? Or did we need the waiting to accept? I don't regret the staying, I just wish I knew that love can leave early and words follow through. Step by folly, step by folly, step by folly, step by folly. The goodbye felt late, but it was real. I finally matched the feeling I wouldn't feel. The goodbye felt late, and that's okay. Some love ends quietly after the delay. The room feels honest now, without pretending to wait. We didn't end too suddenly, the goodbye just felt late. You never said you were coming back, you never said goodbye. I learned how to live inside the pause between your maybe and why. The door stayed closed, the lights stayed on, like hope needed a place. I told myself not to expect, then I stayed. I didn't believe you'd choose me again, but some part of my heart didn't end. I waited anyway, without a sign, without a reason to give you time. I waited anyway, not brave, not sure, just standing still at the door. The nights grew familiar with my came, I waited anyway. I stayed true, even when waiting was losing you. I waited anyway, till it was clear some love doesn't end, it just disappears. The night moved on without you, the world did too. I didn't wait because I thought you'd return. I waited because I loved you. We didn't fall apart at once, nothing pulled us down. We just stopped moving forward and learned to drift around. Your hands stayed close to mine, but not the way it used to stay. We weren't breaking, we were leaving, just moving out of the way. I didn't feel the moment when love lost its aim. It just stopped facing us and turned away. We faded sideways out of view, not goodbye, just not you. We faded sideways, soft and slow, still together, nowhere to go. We kept the shape of what we were, like a borrowed frame. Everything still looked like love, but it didn't feel the same. I watched the future pass us by like it wasn't ours to take. We didn't choose a different road, we just hesitated. I didn't ask what changed, I didn't fight the drift. Some love doesn't end in fire, it slips. We faded sideways, no sound, love turning without falling down. We faded sideways, still near, but everything that mattered wasn't here. If we stopped to notice, would we still be us? Or was this always how it ends without a rush? I don't blame the silence, I don't blame the time. I just wish we faded forward, not aside. We faded sideways, I stayed still, letting go against my will. We faded sideways, out of sight. Some love doesn't leave, it slides out of the light. The night keeps moving straight ahead like nothing changed today. And I'm still standing where we were as we faded sideways. I stayed where you didn't look, learned how to love in the dark. I kept my feelings out of reach so they wouldn't leave a mark. You spoke like love was obvious, like it would show its face, but mine lived in the background in a quieter place. I didn't need your promise, I didn't need a sign. I just wanted to feel close in my own time. I loved you unnoticed, soft and unseen, like a song under the noise in between. I loved you unnoticed, never loud. I gave you everything that I never said out loud. I watched you turn toward the light while I stayed where shadows fell. I learned how to care carefully and do it well. You never asked if I was there, you never had to know. Some love survives by staying small and letting go. I kept my heart in lowercase so it wouldn't ask for more. I loved you quietly from the floor. I loved you unnoticed, day by day, loving you without touching, without getting in the way. I loved you unnoticed, still and true. I carried the weight of us alone with you. If I had spoken louder, would you have stayed, or would love still pass by me this way? I don't blame you for not seeing what I never showed. I just wish you felt the love you never noticed. I loved you unnoticed, and I stayed, even when loving you faded away. I loved you unnoticed, that's the truth. Some hearts don't break loudly, they lose. The night doesn't judge the quiet, it understands that some love exists only in unnoticed hands. I didn't raise my voice for you, I didn't need to try. I learned how to stay invisible so nothing would deny. You spoke like love was obvious, like it would speak on time. But everything I felt for you, I kept inside. I let the silence take the blame, I let it cover what I knew. Some things survive by never pushing through. The quiet was mine, I chose it that way. I held on disappear, they just don't show. I didn't need to be heard, I didn't need a sign, I just needed space to call you mine. The quiet was mine, no need to explain. I held my breath and held the pain. The quiet was mine, still is still true. I learned how to love without moving you. If I had spoken honestly, would it have changed the end, or was silence the only way? I knew how to protect us then. I don't blame the quiet now, it kept me whole, even when it cost me more than I know. The quiet was mine, I don't regret. Some love doesn't shadow, it settles instead. The quiet was mine, and I remain, still holding the feeling without a name. The night stays gentle with me, like it understands that some hearts choose silence when they can't demand. You came in pieces, even then I felt it in your smile, like something in you stayed behind long before a while. You held me like you meant to stay, but never like you could. I tried to love the broken parts the way I thought I should. I didn't ask you to be fixed, I didn't need you strong, I just didn't know how much of you was already gone. You didn't stay whole, you faded inside, standing right next to me, but nowhere to hide. You didn't stay whole, I felt it unfold, love slipping through places you couldn't hold. You spoke in careful sentences like truth needed space. I watched you choose the quiet exit from every hard place. I learned your pauses better than the words you tried to say. You were always leaving, just not all the way. I stayed when it got heavy, I stayed when you pulled back. I didn't see I was loving what you lacked. You didn't stay whole, even with me. I gave you room, but not relief. taking pieces of my heart. You didn't stay whole, and now I know some love can't save what won't grow. You didn't stay whole, I let you go. Not angry, not cold, just alone. The night feels honest without you. No pretending, no role. I loved you fully. You didn't stay whole. I didn't call when it hurt the most. I didn't reach when I could. I let the distance do its work the way I knew it should. I didn't beg the night to stay. I didn't ask for more. I learned how to miss you properly from the floor. I didn't rewrite the ending. I didn't blur the truth. I missed you the way you leave someone when there's nothing left to do. I missed you correctly. No lies, no chase. I felt the loss and kept my place. I missed you correctly, soft and clean. I let you go without rewriting what you'd been. I didn't hate you for moving on. I didn't pretend I was fine. I carried you the honest way, one memory at a time. I didn't make you a villain. I didn't make me small. I just accepted the shape of us after the fall. I did romanticize the hurt. I didn't rush the end. I stayed with what was real and let it bend. I missed you correctly with open eyes. I didn't ask the past to apologize. I missed you correctly. No rewrite, no plea. I loved you once and let it be. If I missed you louder, it wouldn't be true. If I missed you less, I'd lose you too. I stayed in the middle where honesty lives, and I missed you exactly as this. I missed you correctly, that's the truth. I didn't cling, I didn't lose. I missed you correctly, and somehow I grew. Some love doesn't stay, but it teaches you. The night didn't ask me to forget or deny. It just let me miss you the right way and say goodbye. Didn't change in obvious ways. Nothing sharp, nothing new. Just fewer reasons to reach out and more time passing through. Your laughter stayed but softer now. like it didn't wanna stay. I felt us thinning quietly, day by day. I didn't mark the moment, I didn't name the end. Love just stopped leaning forward and learned to bend. We fell out slowly, without a sound. Love didn't leave, it wore us down. We fell out slowly, still holding on, until the feeling was already gone. We talked like everything was fine, like habit could be enough. You stay close in familiar ways, but not in love. I noticed how you stopped asking how my day had been. I answered less and less myself and called it calm. I didn't fight the distance, I let it grow. Some love doesn't end, it loosens slow. We fell out slowly, no goodbye, just words losing meaning over time. We fell out slowly, side by side, still together but misaligned. If we had stopped and looked at us, would we still be here? Or was this always how it ends? Unclear. I don't blame the silence, I don't blame the days. I just wish we noticed what was slipping away. We fell out slowly, and I stayed, trying to love you the same way. We fell out slowly, now I know some love doesn't break, it lets go. The night feels honest without us, nothing left to say. We didn't fall apart at once, we fell out slowly. I saw the distance forming early in the way you looked away. I felt the moment shift its weight, but I didn't beg you to stay. I kept my hands right where they were, I didn't reach or run. I let the silence say enough when words were done. I knew what leaving looked like, I'd seen it before. I just chose not to follow to the door. I didn't chase love, I let it go. I stayed where my heart could still grow. I didn't chase love, I didn't plead. I loved you quietly and let you leave. watched you hesitate in truth, like you were almost gone. I didn't try to change your mind, I knew where this belonged. I learned the shape of letting go before you said goodbye. Some love ends best when you don't ask why. I didn't make you a villain, I didn't make me small. I just stepped back and felt it all. I didn't chase love when it withdrew, I stayed with what was honest and true. I didn't chase love, I stayed still. I let it lead against my will. If I had followed, would it hurt less now? Would I lose myself somehow? I don't regret the waiting, I don't regret the calm. I just chose myself when love was gone. I didn't chase love, and I survived. Not untouched, but alive. I didn't chase love, that's my truth. Some endings teach you what not to lose. The night didn't ask me to explain. I didn't chase love, and I remain. You packed your words in gentle lines, like you didn't want to bruise. You smiled the way you always did, like nothing had been used. No raised voice, no broken glass, no reason to defend. You walked away so carefully, it didn't feel like an end. I searched my hands for something wrong, something torn apart. But you left no visible marks, just space inside my heart. You left without damage, at least that's how it looked. Nothing cracked, nothing shattered, nothing anyone noticed. You left without damage, clean and kind, but something quiet stayed behind. The room stayed normal after you, like it didn't know your name. The air felt almost comfortable, that's what hurt the same. I waited for the pain to scream, for proof that love was real. But you left so softly, I didn't know what to feel. I thought heartbreak had a sound, I thought loss would show. But some endings disappear without a blow. You left without damage, no scars to show, just a careful kind of missing I carry low. You left without 'cause nothing did, you just left without damage. We said goodbye without a scene. No tears, no final line. I walked away like I was free, like leaving man I'd be fine. The days kept moving like they should. The nights learned how to stay. Everything ended properly, except what I still felt. I changed the rooms, I changed my ways, but something in me didn't fade. The feeling didn't die, it just got quiet. Found a place to hide inside my chest. The feeling didn't die. When we did, you learned how to exist like this. I stopped expecting you to call, I stopped checking the door. I learned how to live without you. I didn't need more, but every now and then your name still lands too close to me. Not enough to break my calm, just enough to breathe. I don't miss the shape of us, I don't want us back. I just feel the echo of what we had. The feeling didn't die, it stayed behind. Not asking for time or a sign. The feeling didn't die, it just changed from something alive to something I carry. If it had hurt more, I could heal. If it had ended, I could feel. But it stayed soft and unresolved. Still here, still warm. The feeling didn't die, and that's okay. Some love doesn't leave, it just moves away. The feeling didn't die, it remains. Not calling my name, just staying. The night doesn't bring you back, it doesn't try, it just lets me sit with truth. The feeling didn't die. I kept the details I should have dropped. The way you laughed, the way you paused. I memorized the in-betweens like they were all I had. I told myself I'd forget in time, I told myself I was strong. But I remembered every version of you, even the I didn't hold on to the ending, I held on to the start. Some memories don't fade, they mark. I remember too much when I should have let go. Every quiet moment I didn't need to know. I remember too much, and now I see some love doesn't haunt you, it follows gently. I remember the weight of your coat on the back of the chair, the way you said my name once like you meant to stay there. I forgot the reasons we ended, I forgot the ache, but I remembered how it felt to almost feel safe. I don't miss the future we never chose, I miss the feeling I almost lost. I remember too much in the quiet hours, every soft detail still has power. I remember too much, and that's the truth. I let the memories stay longer than you. Oh, if I remembered less, would I be free? Or would I lose the only proof that you were real to me? I don't replay the heartbreak, I replay the calm, that's what lingers on. I remember too much, but I don't regret. Some love stays alive as memory instead. I remember too much, and I remain not broken open, just changed. The night doesn't judge my mind for holding on, it just lets me remember too much, too long. We fixed the surface, not the core. Smile like we were fine. We kept the rhythm going, but lost the time. I felt the shift beneath the calm long before it showed. Some cracks don't spread loudly, they erode. I didn't point it out, I didn't interfere, I just stayed and watched us disappear. We didn't recover, we learned how to stay in something broken that looked okay. We didn't recover, we moved along, pretending the healing had already come. We talked about the future like it still applied, but every plan sounded thinner every time. You held my hand like memory, not like now. I felt the distance growing anyhow. just survive the aftermath. We didn't recover, but we remain. Two people learning how to live with the change. If we stopped and started over, would it be the same, or were we already past repair and blame? I don't hate what we became, I just see it clear. Some love doesn't heal, it disappears. We didn't recover, and I stayed kind, letting go of what wouldn't align. We didn't recover, that's the truth. Some endings aren't allowed, they just don't improve. The night moves on without us, like it always knew. We didn't recover, we just lived through. I spoke in ways you never heard, soft signals, lowered eyes. I learned your silence carefully, like it was a language I should try. I sent my love in smaller forms, so it wouldn't ask for much. I waited in the open space between your words and touch. I didn't push, I didn't ask, I loved you in the pauses you passed. I loved without reply, no echo, no return. I gave my heart a place to live and let it burn. I love without reply, still stay true. Some love exists without being answered to. You never said you didn't feel it, you just never said you did. I fill the gaps with understanding, called it patience, called it this. I watched you choose the quieter road, where nothing had to change. I stayed where loving you meant nothing in exchange. I didn't blame your distance, I didn't make you wrong. I just learned how to love you alone. I loved without reply, night by night, holding all the feeling out of sight. I loved without reply, no demand, just giving you my heart unplanned. If you had answered once, I might have let it go, but unanswered love is hard to close. I don't regret the giving, I regret the wait for something that was never on its way. I loved without reply, and I survived, not empty, just quieter inside. I loved without reply, that's the truth. didn't answer me either. It just stayed, and somehow that felt honest. After loving you this way. You didn't say goodbye out loud, but I felt it in the way you stayed. Like every moment had an edge, like love was already on its way. Your voice sounded finished, even when you smiled. I heard the ending in between every line. I didn't ask what was wrong, I already knew. Some feelings arrive before the truth. You felt like ending before you left, like love had reached its quiet depth. You felt like ending, still close to me, but everything about you said release. We talked about tomorrow like it wasn't real. Every plan felt borrowed, every touch felt thin. I stayed softer than I should have, so you wouldn't feel the weight. But love doesn't end, suddenly it waits. I felt the shift in your breathing, I felt the calm go cold. Some hearts decide to leave before they go. You felt like ending, no crash, no scene, just a sense of something done in between. You felt like ending, and I stayed, trying not to name what I felt that day. If I had asked you to stay, would it change a thing? Or was the ending already underneath? I don't blame the moment, I don't blame you. I just felt the ending coming true. You felt like ending, and I knew some love leaves early before it's through. You felt like ending, I let it be, not because I stopped loving you, but because you were leaving me. The night didn't need an answer, it already knew. Some endings arrive as feelings before they do.